Hello, Skye Taylor, and welcome to tip number 4. One of the things that I was thinking about the other day was easels, artist easels. And what happens is that sometimes as an artist, we don't have a lot of money, and especially when we're first starting out, and we tend not to buy the right stuff. Like, for instance, those cheap little wooden easels. Now, they're not even worth painting on. And they're not cheap. They're about 15 bucks. That is cheap, and you get what you pay for. You've probably seen them, those really cheap little flimsy wooden easels. You can't really paint on them. They're not sturdy enough. I can kind of remember when I did my very first art show. I was going to do an art show outside. And the art director came up to me and she said, "Skye," she said, "you're going to be outside. Whatever you do, do not buy those cheap little three-legged wooden easels and put your paintings on it. The first wind that comes up, you'll be all over the field. It's a disaster. Don't buy the wooden easels for this show." So I thought about it and I took her advice. So I went out and I bought 25 wooden easels. The reason behind that was, now, wait a minute, let me explain. I figured, okay, she's telling everybody not to buy the wooden easels. Wouldn't it look cool if I had 25 paintings all on wooden easels? Nobody else will be doing that. I'll really stand out in the crowd. Made a lot of sense to me. Then I started thinking, how about if we do get a wind? My paintings, after I bought these things, I thought, oh my God, how about if we do get a wind and she's right? I'll be picking up my paintings all day long. I said, oh, that's not going to happen. So I started thinking about it. How can I get these wooden easels to stay in the ground? So I took a trip to my local Dollar Tree and I went to the utensil section and I got these cheap little knives, 2 for $1. So I bought a whole bunch of them. Now the idea was I was going to stick these in the ground and tape each leg of the wooden easel to the knife. The 3 legs, and it wouldn't blow over. I thought, oh yeah, that's a good idea. And here is an example. Here's some of the tape still on one. So that was my idea. And then I started thinking some more, and I thought, you know what? Okay, we got the easel down, but what'll happen if the wind picks up and it catches the canvas? It's going to be boom over the ground. Canvases are going to go flying. So I started thinking about it. How can I get the canvas to stay on these wooden easels? So I took a trip to Walmart, and in the camping section I found ball bungees. The idea was take the ball bungee, put it through the back frame bar of the painting, and attach it onto the easel, the ball bungee it on, so it's locked on. So I get to the show and I set all these up. I go through all the work. And yeah, it's pretty solid. I thought, okay, I'm good. A little wind, I'll be good. So I look over and the art director's like this, giving me the old evil eye, kind of shaking her head. And I'm thinking, okay, well. Anyways, that day was a good day. I sold a few paintings and everything was going good until the dreaded 2 o'clock wind. My stuff started shaking, and next thing you know, boom! Nothing could save it. These knives, it just didn't. They just fell over the paintings. Because what happened was that the wind would catch the back of the painting, and it was too much of a force. And these things were going on the ground. It was a nightmare. So I learned my lesson. Don't ever tape them down with knives. Use bigger stakes. I'm just kidding. I learned my lesson. Don't buy the cheap wooden frames. So anyways, the other day I was thinking, sometimes as an artist, we don't have a lot of money. You don't. When you're first starting out, you could be broke as a joke. And you want a good easel, but you just can't afford one. You don't want to go out and buy these cheap little $15 easels like I did. They cost 15 bucks. And they're not even worthy to hold a painting. They're a disaster, unless you're putting it in a bank lobby, to hold up a sign that says this way to the bathroom. Otherwise, it's not worthy of holding a painting. I'm going to be honest with you. So anyways, I'm sitting down, having my coffee, and doodling on a pad. I'm thinking, how can I make an easel for the artist that will be durable and lightweight and not cost a lot of money. You know, I'm thinking about you. So I came up with this design and I got all excited. I thought, oh yeah, this can work. The more I thought about it, because see, I'm the type of thinker is that anything I do, I build it in my mind first. I can actually close my eyes and build and construct stuff and troubleshoot and actually see it like I'm actually doing it. That's why whenever I do something, usually as a rule, it goes right the first time because in my mind, I do it all. I assemble it, fit it together, measure it. It's like I'm actually there doing it. I have that type of a mind that I can do that. And usually before I go to bed, I'll lay in bed and close my eyes and put together things. And that's how I make different, as you watch these videos, you're going to see some things that I thought of. And all of it was like thought up in my mind, tested in my mind before I actually did the actual thing. And that's the way I am. That's the way what I do. But anyways, I assembled this thing in my mind piece by piece and cut by cut, and it worked. And so I actually got the materials and put this thing together, and guess what? We got a winner, and it's incredible, and I can't wait to share it with you. Now, here's the best part, is that you can go out and spend $14.95 for a cheap little wooden one that's not worthy of holding up a piece of cardboard sign that says this way to the bathroom. Or you can build my artist easel that will hold unbelievable size paintings. You can adjust it. I'll just have to show you. But it's only $21.28 to build. Ooh. What? Yes! $21.28 to build. Ah. Wait till you see this. I'm going to have my coffee and I'm going to show you the easel and you tell me if it isn't cool. It's just like totally awesome. And I'm going to show you how to build it and I'm going to have my coffee and then we'll go on and I'll show you step by step. I got to get a bigger cup. This is ridiculous. Still tastes good though. Okay, here's the artist easel I designed, and I just want to say you can make it absolutely for free. Now, I own the copyrights to it, and the whole idea behind this design is for you, the artist, to make it for yourself for free. It is not to be used for monetary gain. In other words, you can't make it and sell it for money. That defeats the whole purpose. This is a free gift. After all, it's my design and I'm not making money on it. Neither should you. One of the features of the PVC artist easel is the ability to change the positions really rapidly on the height of the canvas. You can go low. You can go high. Or you can go medium. Real simple, real fast. One of the great features about this easel is the fact that you can fold it up and put it in a closet or up against a wall. All you have to do is disconnect the back like this, fold that bar up, and store it up against the wall. Just like that, it's out of the way. Here are the supplies you're going to need in order to complete the project. You can find these at most home improvement stores. Now, for argument's sake, I bought all my stuff at Menards, therefore I will give you Menards prices. First of all, you're going to need a 1-inch by 10-foot PVC pipe. You're going to need 3 of them. Now, they cost $2.48. Be mindful and get the thick, 1/8 inch thick. Do not get the thin. Sometimes people will put the thin in with the thick, so check every pipe. Thin will not work for this project. Next, you're going to need the 1-inch PVC cap. Sells for 59 cents at Menards. You're going to need 8 of them. Then you're going to need the T connector. The 1-inch T connector sells for 65 cents. You're going to need 14 of them. Then you're going to need a PVC cutting tool. Name brand is Orbit. Bought it at Menards, paid $10.48. An incredible tool. You should have one in your toolbox. If you have to pay a little bit more for it, do so. Incredible tool. Next, you're going to need a tape measure. Oops, wrong way, that way. I got this from my dad's toolbox and never returned it. Next, you're going to need a Sharpie marker. I stole this from my wife's drawer and never returned it. When designing this PVC stand, we're going to build the front first. Now, the very first cut you're going to make is on it's a 1-inch by 10-foot pole, but the most important thing is that you have to measure it from one end to the other and find the exact middle, because these pipes are not always exactly 10 feet. In this case, the pipe happened to be a 1/4 inch over, and it's very important that we divide this equally in half. So 1/4 inch over, that means it would be 60 1/8. So I'm going to measure it and mark it with my stolen Sharpie, and it's going to be right there. And that's where I'm going to make the cut, and I'm going to show you the very first cut. After that, let me get this out of the way. After that, you'll just understand how to cut it. Now, you can see I just opened up the knife. You open it up all the way. That's how you do it. Now, this end is going to go down on the ground, and you're going to push down on this lever while this side is on the ground to get good leverage. So you line up the blade, and you'll hear a ratcheting as it ratchets down. Okay, it's locked on right now. Now I'm just going to push down on it. It'll ratchet up, push down again. See how easy? It just slices like butter. There you go. Now I've got 2 pieces. There'll be 2 identical pieces. Okay, you're going to line both poles on the floor side by side and make equal cuts. The very first cut will be at 18 inches. The next cut will be at 6 inches. The next cut will be at 6 inches. The next cut will be at 24 inches. And then whatever left is left. In my case, I was a little bit over. It should be 6 inches. It ended up being 6 1/8. But they're both equal. Okay, now I have both pipes laid out exactly the same with the cuts. We're starting out with the 18 inch. And that'll be the base. So the first thing you want to do is add your T to the bottom of the 18 inch piece. Do the same for this side. T onto the 18 inch. So it looks like this. Next thing you're going to do is take a T facing up. This is where the pegs for the easel are going to go. Just so you have perspective. Do the same for the other side, up. Then take your 6 inch piece and attach it to the T. Do the same for the other side. Just like that. Next, you're going to take another T joint, face it up. Do the same for this side. Next, you're going to put your 6 inch piece in to the T. Do the same for the other side. Another T joint facing up. Do the same for the other side. Next, you're going to take your 24 inch piece and put it into the T. Do the same for the other side. So it should look like this so far. Okay, you're going to get up to the top. You're going to take the T, face it the opposite direction of you. The other T, face it toward you. So the two are facing together. Then you're going to take your last 6-inch piece, put it on the top, the other 6-inch piece, top, then cap them both. Okay, so your piece should look like that. Okay, both poles should be exactly the same when side by side. You'll want to make sure that all your connections are in real tight. And at the very top, you should end up with 2 T connections facing each other. This part is completed. Take these 2 poles and put them off on the side. To complete the project, you are going to need to make cuts on the last 2 1-inch by 10-foot pipes. First of all, you're going to cut a 52-inch pipe. One 52-inch. Next, you're going to cut a 27.5-inch pipe. One 27.5-inch pipe. Next, you're going to cut 3 12-inch pipes. 3. Next, you're going to cut 6 6-inch pipes. 6. And lastly, you are going to cut 2 3-inch pipes. Lay the PVC pipe out on the floor in the following formation. This would be the bottom part of your easel, the back bar, bottom support. You're going to need a 12-inch pipe, followed by another 12-inch pipe, another 12-inch pipe, then the 52-inch pipe, followed by a 6-inch pipe and another 6-inch pipe. This is going to be the top of the unit. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is take a T connector and connect both 12-inch pieces side by side, just like this. Next, you're going to take the next 12-inch piece and put it in the T connector. Next, you're going to take a T connector, point it up, and put it in the 12-inch. So it looks like this. You should look like this so far. Next, you're going to take your 52-inch pipe and put it in the T connector. Next, you're going to take a T connector and put in your next 2 6-inch pieces. When you are finished, your support leg should look exactly like this. Make sure that all pieces are tight and that it lays completely flat on the floor. Now, set it aside and let us begin our next project. The last part of the project is the support bar. Put down a 27-inch pipe, followed by 2 6-inch pipes. Okay, we're at the very last part. We are building the support bar. You need the 27.5-inch pipe, and you connect the T connector. Then connect one 6-inch and another 6-inch. Should look like a T when you're finished. Now we're ready to really have fun and build the easel. Step number 1 in building the easel. Lay the support leg on the ground first. It's the one with the 2 12-inch pipes and the T opening toward the bottom. Should look like this. Step number 2. Take the right easel bar and lay it alongside. It should look like this. Make sure that the connection is facing toward the top of the bar. Step number 3. put the left easel bar in position, just like this, making sure that the connector faces toward the top. Working from the top, we're going to connect it into the T connector. Same for this side. Make sure it's in good and tight. All connections should be tight. Okay, step number 4, the last T section. What you're going to do is lift up one leg, pop it in. Lift up the next leg and pop it in. Now you'll want to go through and make sure that all your connections are good and tight. Now we're going to raise the easel. Okay, what you want to do is you want to grab it in the middle and lift it straight up. Then you're going to spread it out like an A. Then bring down this bar and connect it. Make sure it's in solid. Looking down from the front of the display, we're going to add 1 6-inch piece and cap it. And put it as a leg extension. Make sure it's in tight. Next, take another 6-inch piece and put a cap on it, just like this. Put it on the other side. Okay, now looking at the back of the stand, we will cap the back bar. You put a cap on this side, just like that. Put a cap on this side, just like that. Okay, lastly, you're going to take the last 2 3-inch pieces and put caps on them. One on each, just like that. And you're going to stick them in the holes. And we're ready to put up our painting. And there you have it, the easy portable PVC artist easel that only costs $21.87 to build. Probably takes maybe about an hour and a half, depending on how many coffee breaks you take. Lots of fun to do, great project, awesome. And plus I got to stay in my kitchen and stay close to the coffee pot. If you ask me, that calls for a double woohoo. Woohoo, woohoo. Thank you very much for watching this special edition tips and tricks on how to build your own easel. I did it right on my kitchen floor. I had a great time. I really enjoyed designing it for you. So I hope you'll build one. It's very inexpensive. It'll save you a ton of money over going out and buying a real big easel. Plus, as you can see, it's lightweight, portable, folds up, incredible. Okay, folks, I'm tired, been working hard. I'm going to finish off this tips and tricks with my coffee, and we'll see you soon on the next tip and tricks. Usually, I try to, I try to put out a tips and tricks every Wednesday and Sunday. Don't forget, subscribe. Cheers.
Subscribe. Just like coffee, it has its perks.
Boop, boop.